All right. Market's mini moving. Twilio. Oh, that's CRWD. Nice. Fastly. Eh. Eh. That's pretty decent volume. Hmm. Actually, shocked right blockchain isn't down more. It's hard to catch these stocks. Hey, what's up, Mohammed? How long you been sitting there for? A couple minutes, it looks like. What's up, man? Markets are doing okay. Not spectacular, but still okay. CRWD has a nice cup on it. What's up, Blair? It is not Tesla. I don't even think Tesla is Tesla right now. Peloton is looking scrumdiddlyumptious, though. Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's, we were talking about support at 30K. Let me pull it up. And there's not support at 30K. So you kind of have to deal with that, unfortunately. Is what it is, right? Is what it is. Yeah, so it does look like we're headed lower. We never got to our. I don't think you're part of the power hour, Mohammed, but we were looking for inverted head and shoulders. Never even came to pass. Not even close. So try to buy it in the right shoulder, really low right there. Just took a small stop loss and walked away. Oh, refund? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, all you got to do is go to Binance and find the refund link, and then you will be able to get a refund. Pretty easy. There's a refund button, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that's all she wrote for this bull run. I mean, for sure in BTC. I'm surprised though. 30-year refund? Nah, won't take that long to come back. May take a minute though. What's funny is Riot Blockchain is really isn't down that much. I'm kind of shocked. I thought this would be kind of falling into the dirt. Now it's already it kind of topped out prior to it topped out before Bitcoin did, well before Bitcoin did, well before Bitcoin did. So that could be an early sign they're playing kind of these derivatives on the stock market, um, with some BTC, and all the derivatives actually showed this selling back in February, and Bitcoin, yeah, so right there, and that's when Bitcoin started doing the whole Wyckoff distribution thing. But that's where Riot Blockchain and some of the stock market people ended. And then yeah, exactly. It just pretty much did that, right? It pretty much boom, boom, boom. So it came down, went up, came down, went up, came down, went up, came down. That's what Riot Blockchain did, completely diverging from the Bitcoin actual chart. Yeah. So yeah, no 30K support. No 30K support. So we'll talk about more about in the power hour today, but not good. Not good at all. Yeah, right, Jared? Stock market's looking a little better though. How's my Peloton is doing great. That looks really good. I'm quite sure it's ready to go though. Does have some pretty good volume. It's not great though, but it is pretty good. Needs to break through some resistance. And then as pocket pivot there, so far we've been able to hold off from kind of the 114, 115 area. We'll see how this goes up here as it gets up there. Tesla pretty stagnant. Most everything for the most part pretty stagnant. Roku's having a good day, 3%. Roku with some great volume after earnings and a lot of support from some pretty good players out there. So Roku putting in some good moves today. Futures are flat for the most part, which is not too bad. Amazon overtaking Microsoft. That was the other way earlier. So Amazon looks pretty good. Two currencies in India are still backed by gold. Really? The heck is that? How many currencies does India have? Aren't they supposed to? Well, not supposed to, but don't most countries have like one native currency? Maybe I'm too US centric to think otherwise, I guess. That's a weird one. Amazon looking good here though. Got a cut base on it. I don't even think it's forming a handle yet. Not yet. There's a nice cup. I think Amazon could be ready to pop. Pop, Amazon, pop. Yeah, it's not gonna do what I tell it to do. What do you guys think about Amazon? I think it looks really good right there. All right, what else we got? Peloton 467. Wait a minute, that was a percentage. 113. So we're still chilling there. Yeah, you got these individual names popping and other things kind of just hanging out. It's not like things are falling away. They're just kind of hanging out while little onesie twosies happen. Which I'm not mad at onesie twosies. All right, 113.40. All right, this is good volume. This is better volume than the open. All right, this could do something here. Meanwhile, CRWD, there's a high. And your volume is really good on CRWD. Did I have? No, I had one on CDNA. CRWD 250. That would be a 300 price target. A little too far gone. Peloton's much better. All right, selling off though from the 114. Fake info. That backed by gold stuff, man. It's it's a scam. it's I you, why? Like it really just makes no sense to me. In actuality, in reality, backed by something, what it it still is not backed by anything. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You think about it, unless back in the day when they didn't really have invent like a fiat type of a currency, Um, all those societies, all their money collapsed. Their societies collapsed. So, the hell's the difference? I think part of the reason, oh, there you go, right blockchain, finally down a little more now. Um, I think part of the reason that the U.S. has been so successful, and a lot of the more recent societies in the past 500 years, is they've been able to extend their success due to fiat currencies. Because the whole reason they came about is because when you have a gold-backed system, um, you can only print as much money as there is gold. So you can't extend your reach past that capacity. So you have a problem on either side of the scale. I mean, maybe I should go study economics or study this type of thing, but money is all made up anyways. Like it's not none of it's literally none of it's real. It's just all the system that we agree to work within, whether it's backed by gold, backed by Bitcoin, or you know, backed by nothing. All right, Peloton coming back. Go back to bartering. Well, then we would all be ruled by people from India because those people can frickin' it's in their culture to haggle for a deal. Us U.S. people, we would just be slaves. We'd be bought and sold. We'd be bought and sold as individuals. All right, Peloton. What am I doing with you here, bud? Am I gonna get you? Am I gonna get some piton? 500 years too late. Well, that would imply you wanted to be in the dark ages, and that doesn't sound like such a good time. I don't know if I'd be rooting for that specific time period. Maybe 100 years ago, maybe 50 years ago. Go 50. You can still get some really really good land 50 years ago. Maybe 70 years ago. Yeah, right after World War II. Do that. Just go for right over World War II. Oh, wizards. Yeah, I didn't think about the wizard effect. That's true. You have a very valid point. You have a very very valid point. I don't like how these guys do their ordering. All right, Nvidia, Zoom back up, Amazon 0.95. Come on, Amazon. All right, where could Amazon go? Let's take a look at an Amazon trade here. Even though they're hella expensive, should still be fun. There you go, Jared. Have a good one, bud. Okay, some good options on the table here for Amazon. 4,200 is right there. It's almost in line with that measured move. Hmm. Just looking good. Freaking Roku. All right, Amazon, what are you going to do? It's not a bad Amazon trade on here. What's the high? 35.54. I can't even get a break even of near that. I'm too close. My Peloton 4.6, 4.7 Peloton Roku going for it. Good, good, good. I think a lot of my really good. I need to make another list. Actionable list was supposed to be actionable, but it's turning out to be just another watch list. I got to reformat that. This is no longer serving its purpose. I've encroached on it to the point of ridiculousness. If I can export. How about looking good list? It's going to be a joke, huh? Peloton, Roku, space. Can't do shit, huh? Peloton, Roku, space. Actually, it should be called the short list. It's exactly what this should be called. $5G bullshit. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of 50-day list. 5G list. Today's house cleaning. China growth. That shit. Simplify, Randy. Simplify. Cryptocurrency. Current potentials. Oh yeah, Dano invests in REITs, huh? I'll go through this a little bit, a little bit more, a little bit later. I need to see what's in those lists first. Oh, it's added. That's dumb. Hmm? What's a custom one? There we go. Okay. Mucho better. All right, Tesla's stalling up here at the resistance point. Kind of had a not a good day yesterday. How Dano's REIT's doing? Whoa. Holy obliteration in 2020 on the REITs. Wow. Well, these fuckers didn't even make it. All right, these are Dano's REITs list is useless. I'm just gonna get rid of everything. Getting overly complicated here. I kind of like the cheap stock scan. What's current potentials? Okay, what's rocket? Delete current potentials. Don't need daily movers. Keep electric revolution. IBD lists. Long-term leaders. Hey, what's up, Ellie? Yeah. Yeah, it's dead. I should always listen to you, Ellie. My apologies for ever doubting you. Not that I doubted you. Just had differing. Well, now it's for sure going on to 30K. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh no, I'm not in the mood. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking about what's in these lists. I'm doing some housekeeping. So, I'm not really in a mood. Sorry if it sounds like I am. So, one of these, this one, there were some of these that had some no, it apparently doesn't have anything in it. I just realized that my actionable list has become another global watch list. So I need to figure out a way to merge them and have a short, what is usually called a short list right here that I just made. Which is some of the ones I know that look good right now. I need to really limit up my. See, I like the super stock still. I wonder if that's still. It's not even scanning any. Oh, there we go. The super stocks, I believe, are stocks that are under like $4 or something. So like that LTCX, that is a potential super stock. These are the ones that essentially Rob was really good at picking up. That had a nice cup with it right down there. So I still kind of like super stocks, although it's not something I've been focusing on at all. I'm just so up in the mega caps, it's hard to get on these small caps and really stay with them. But the Jesse Stein strategy, he spends a lot of time on getting to know these businesses, which I just don't do. So maybe I should just get rid of them anyways. So I'll keep it for now. It's a screen, so this will get continuously updated. Electric Revolution. Oh, there's 3 watch lists now. Oh, double global watch list. You can do actionable list. Roku and Peloton are kind of the winners today, and Twilio. Mohammed, did you ever buy Twilio? I know you were looking at it. You said when it crossed the trend line, that was a few days ago. On 2 really good pocket pivots too. Bam bam. And Twilio's back on the upswing. Looks a bit like a double bottom base with your buy point at the 407, so you're a little early, which could be good, especially if you got it off that 50 and 200 a touch. All right, Nvidia's back up. Yeah, let's see what the volume does here today. So the funny thing is with my actionable list, I can click on any cell. Here I can't. I think there's a setting for that. Why is this always got to be a pain in the ass? Load defaults. Can I make my defaults? Apparently not. Apparently not. What you up to today, Ellie? Oh, did you see my note in Slack? Maybe you can give me a little bit of advice. I downloaded StockShed last night, all by my lonesome. I felt pretty good about that, cloning from a GitHub repo. It's not something I typically do. Oh, one where I called you out for having too many lines of code, not being a professional, Ellie. Professional coders only have 100 lines of code per file. Okay, I saw one with like 350 lines, so that's just not professional. I read that one on the internet, so it's true. Anyway, I was proud of myself, so I thought I'd message you and tell you that I was doing programming stuff. It felt pretty good. I like it. I like programming. I need to do more of it. But yeah, so I got StockShed up. I'm assuming I need to run this locally, which means I'm assuming I'd have to download Ruby and MySQL. I guess I'm not sure all the dependencies on this. I guess I probably have a README or something. README.README. See, didn't do any of this. See, it's just non-professional. Unprofessional. Oh, that read these? No, I'm just looking for what type of database it is. I mean, the problem is someone has to write all this documentation, so I guess you just have to hope that somebody did. Oh, there's your migrations. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't. This is pretty noted right there, but I wasn't sure what type of database it was. If it was a MySQL, or I thought I saw there was another SQLite 3. There you Okay. So I'm assuming I have to download SQLite 3. Just Ruby and Gems. Oh, so it'll get it automatic. Oh, SQLite, so it'll probably download that automatically, huh? All right, so Ruby and Gems. Then I can start Ruby, um, and then I would start Vue. Would be my assumption. All right, I'll see if I can figure that out. Feel like selling everything? Why? Why do you feel like selling everything? I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm out of sync. I don't. I'm not that bearish. Man, Tesla's not moving, but it's not moving either direction. The Nasdaq's still poking at all-time highs. It's not going away. You've got all the big ones poking. Microsoft just hit a new high today. Amazon's looking pretty froggy. Amazon's up 1.2 within like 50 bucks, 60 bucks of the high. Well, my response to that would be analyze why you wanted to sell in crypto and see if you were right or wrong and why, and see if that applies to the current situation. Well, it's kind of up. I think it's a lot more up. I'm really liking Amazon. If it's not going up, then it's going down. But it's going up. Like we're at all-time highs. How is this not going up? I mean, maybe if it fails in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I guess if you want to sell stuff at highs and reevaluate, I guess that's not a horrible idea. I'm really thinking about it. I do think there's a cup that's formed on Amazon right here. We haven't broken out yet, but look at the volume on the right side of the cup. It's pretty good. The accumulation distribution doesn't look so hot. Um, I don't know if that's something to be worried about or not, but the Nasdaq's poking at highs. I'm just not mad at it. I'm just I don't know. I'm not really mad at it at all. Oh, I've got tons of positions, Ellie. I'm not that much cash. I've got enough cash to buy some options in Amazon. Well, I guess hey, if you're happy where you're at, and if it goes up, if the Nasdaq goes up 10% and some of these rally 30%, if you're well, I've been haven't been trading great to be honest with you, but um I've got Apple, Roku, Peloton. I actually bought an Nvidia option yesterday on that kind of on that pullback a little bit. Um, Still have tons of Tesla, still holding that. I've got Net. What's Net doing today? I've got Net. I got EXPI, which isn't doing anything yet. I got Crocs, which slapped me in the face, but fortunately, it's not really selling off too much. So hopefully, it'll start to rebound. So I mean, I've got a bunch. I've got I've got several positions. I've got lots of positions. Telling you more cool tales. Well, I'm just saying, like, dude, look at the big caps. I don't see bearish. I mean, Apple hasn't made a move yet. It's still kind of working it out. But I mean, if I don't know, man, their earnings are just so good. It's hard to see them going down. So far, they're just maintaining, just taking some time, which I'm not mad at. You got Amazon, which, like I said, is poking at highs, like almost like has a cup. So here's, on Amazon, you've got the base, and then you've got this. It's not quite a breakout. It's not at all a breakout, but it goes up. There's a cup, an actual cup that Amazon has formed, and we're kind of getting back up to it. 12% deep, considered a flat base technically, but I mean that's right there sitting at higher lows. I mean that's even the high right there. So I think Amazon's in a good spot. Um, Microsoft hit a new high today. Look at that, brand new high for Microsoft. Facebook's been in highs, consolidating right now a little bit, but not going away. So I don't know. I don't think. Holy crap, 3D systems. Yeah, 20%. What's that about? Got to be some news. Ooh, soft tissue matrix for breast reconstruction. They're doing some. Oh wow, that's bioprinted solutions. No shit. Oh, Sookie Sookie now. I bet you that's what frickin' happened over here. Is they learned about it. That's when they started their damn partnership. Fucking people in the know. Bastards. Hmm. Because they can get back up here to let's just call it 50. Bioprinting's old news. Oh, okay. You'd have to do it within 60 days to make a good profit. That was only to 50 though. I guess that's feasible. That's possible. All right, TQ's at 0.27. Selliot's trying to get back. Selliot's maybe coming. Maybe coming back sooner than it looks like. AMD, Microsoft, Amazon. Amazon with a great day. All right, what's up here? Upwork. Upwork's in a good spot. Crowd is in new highs. Oh, look at the volume in space just now. Look at that. Boom, we could be trying to move out of that flag. Really good volume on that 15-minute chart just now on this particular candle. I guess where would a measured move take you? $10. So 48. Jeez. Better do that shit with a quickness. Those options already pretty far gone. Probably a pretty good spread on that if you're trying to get. They got a 730-38 with 100% gain. That's the only one with 100% gain on it. If you're trying to get to 50, you could sell the 55 and recoup 20%. He grew up with a bladder totally fine. That's pretty cool stuff. I need to get me one of those printed bladders. Absolutely. Oh, you don't have a printed bladder? Garbage. Gotta have a printed bladder. Detach gadget. Ooh, export to file. What's that? Export my actionable list. Ooh. What is over Microsoft Edge? No. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It looks like. Oh. Okay, so there's the symbols. Cool, cool, cool. So, I wonder if I could copy paste this. Let's see if I can do it. Actually, what I should do, if I was smart, which I'm not, I should import. Oh, okay. Replace add to current symbols. Cool, cool, cool. That's what I need to do. So I need to go to my global watch list. 185 symbols on my actionable list. That is way too actionable. Way too much actionability. Import. No, 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 no. There we go. Paste symbols from clipboard. Add to current symbols. Oh, there we go. Cool. So it's got upward crowd. Okay. Add to current symbols. Bam. Sweet. All right. Now it's all there. Perfect. Okay, now you're to my actionable list. Or should I just clear the actionable list and get rid of short list and just make this my short list? That's cool. I can do that. Didn't quite realize I could. Um, all right, let's get rid of actionable list. We'll keep short list, even though I can't freaking click on it. Oh, add Peloton to watch list. Okay. All right, so space pulling back right now, but that was a really good buy candle. Need a short list and a long list. Yeah, I guess that doesn't read well, does it? I wasn't really thinking about it in that regard. Thanks, Ellie. QFin. QFin pretty tight right there. Etsy, haven't seen you in a minute. All right, DocuSign. There we go. DocuSign, great. Um, Sleeping on a wheel. Well, you could just buy TQs. I mean, the TQQQs, the Nasdaq's up 11%. I'm not sure the TQs are up. Maybe 27%. Well, it just depends on your positions, Ellie. So take the class. I mean, it just depends what you're in. I mean, if you If you want to do Nvidia like or bust, I mean, you could try to do that. I mean, I'm not sure why you don't like something like Peloton. Got a nice bull flag in it, trying to come out of lows right now. Huge volume at the bottom. Some of these reversals can come around pretty quickly and go back higher. And then you've got um, like the Amazons, which haven't quite broken out yet, but I think Microsoft's. I mean, all the ones we've already gone over, all of them are just sitting. They're not chopping. They're just slowly moving higher. Microsoft just came down from a doldrum in the past month or so, but it's on the upswing. I'm not exactly sure what you got, but I don't think it's a situation where it just depends what you got, why you throw everything away. Zoom's starting to get back up again. Pretty much long-term turnaround play there. Volume's kind of garbage. Yeah. Yeah, we can Discord. um, there it is. Yeah, let me fill up my water real quick. I'll be there in a minute. All right, I'm back.
Yo,
Hello. Hey.
yo.
Yo. Yo. So what you got?
Yeah, yeah. I have a few positions, as I told you. Like I've noticed this from the beginning of the year that are just chopping around, right? And I'm just mad at myself for not getting out of crypto. When I knew that's gonna happen. Does it make sense?
Oh yeah. Makes makes a shitload of sense. Yeah.
So that's why I say sell everything. By this I mean, get out of the stuff which doesn't work. Because most of them doesn't work. Like it's not really, rotation market. Like, oh yeah, it's not running today, but it's gonna run tomorrow. Like so it's a chop market with
Well,
some stuff
give me an
doing
example of
great.
one. Give me an example of one that you're not happy with.
Okay. Beyond,
What?
beyond.
Oh, beyond. Well, you've had a hankering for this thing forever. You just like this for some reason. That's your. I mean, there's. Look at this chart. Like it's the definition of chop.
Okay.
I
What
mean,
about
so
Neo?
which one?
Neo.
Neo.
NIO.
Neo. Yeah, this one's a little bit different. This one, I mean, you can have patience with this one if you wanted to. The sector, well, I mean, unless it really breaks a critical level for you, um, no major issue holding it. I mean, Tesla's not moving. It'll get going sometime towards it'll get going sometime. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beyond meat,
Everything's gonna go sometime, and I don't believe in that actually. I really don't believe in
then
that
ditch it.
statement.
Then ditch it.
No. Yeah, yeah, but I think your position. I disagree with your position that stuff is gonna go. I don't think stuff is gonna go. I think stuff is gonna actually go down.
Then ditch
If
it.
it's not gonna, yeah,
That's two
I
two
will.
reasons. Two reasons to ditch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're just buying stock, right? You're not doing options or nothing, right?
No.
Yeah, so you don't have any. There's no major dilemma in you. I mean, even if you had options, you can't wait it out with options. That time value eats you alive.
Yeah.
As I learned that the hard way. So yeah, so just ditch NIO. Beyond Meat was almost like a non-starter in my book, at least for a longer term hold. It's just at Neo. I don't know exactly where he got in, but yeah, right now it's in the kind of this middle low range area where it could chop or low volume. So this one could chop for a while. So like if you want to have a watch list for for things that you that you like and you're looking for good action, then you can jump in on good action. So
What about PLO?
PLL,
Yeah.
that's even more neutral than NIO from what it looks like to me. Um, I don't know. These mining ones are weird to me. Like I don't think I traded this one at all. Um, like we talked about this a while back. The cycle on these projects are years out still. So there's going to be nothing but capital expenditure and no real earnings coming in from these projects. So you know, ditch it.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like
Yeah, with
feels
these,
that
yeah.
I need to go with like less of a like it's gonna be less of a everything. All the ships are rising, and more of a just pick few ones and sit on them, and then sell it. Like different type of approach.
Yeah, well, those are definitely different types of. Yeah, I didn't know you were talking about these ones. I thought you were talking like by an AMD and an Amazon. Like I think AMD's one, AMD will get going at some point too. The earnings are too good on it, I think. But ones like
Well,
the ones I talk about usually aren't like the PLLs, which are they're usually ones that are robust companies, which Beyond Meat is not really. I mean, it's kind of robust, but
it
the
is,
chart,
especially with the shortage of meat in the country.
but the chart ain't telling you that.
No, because market is shit.
No,
That's what I'm
Beyond is
saying.
shit. No, Beyond is shit. That's what I'm saying. You are
Okay.
correct. Not every stock is going to rally in this environment. You are correct on that one. That you're
Okay.
100% correct on. So the question becomes,
Yeah, so we're not in the bull market.
no,
We're
it's not a
in a shit
second.
market.
It's not a shit market. Just you chose shit stocks.
No,
There's the difference.
no, I think
Yeah,
you're biased.
no, I'm not biased at all. I'm looking at stocks that are going up. I mean, and see, the thing is, a couple of weeks ago, nothing was going up. Now, some things are going up.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. I'm saying that you know before we were up, and then we've been choppy for like the first half of this year. Now, some things are starting to run early, like in Nvidia. It's a really good sign that Nvidia is running. But then you are correct. It's only certain things are going to run. You are
I
correct
think
about that.
Nvidia is outlier.
I think it's a leader. I think there's a difference between an outlier and a leader. Um,
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
I'm
it's
saying.
well, I would think an outlier would be something going up in a down market. That's what I would if I'm going to split hairs on terminology. I would
No,
think
I think
that
something is going up in the chop market.
well, it's kind of chop, but it's up chop. It's not down like there's down chop. Like crypto lately, it's been kind of down chop. This is up chop in stocks.
Okay. Yeah,
So
so sell quick and wait for another go down, another rotation down.
I'm not mad at the sell quick part. Yeah, just keep. I mean, take entries, I guess, as you get them. I mean, I think there's definitely some sectors that are hot. Most of them are still internet software based, like they were early in 2020. I think those are the ones that are still in vogue, that are still running. Like all those mega caps are all software stocks. All the like Nvidia, high margin, all that good stuff. I mean, all the ones that are running, they're the same. They're the same leaders that they kind of have been going, right? Like there hasn't been any major shift in leadership. PLL is not a leader. Beyond Meat is not a leader. Those are, you know, those are stocks and industries that are doing stuff, but they're not leading industries. Like the industries aren't leading and the stocks aren't leading. Like mining, there's no the only rush for mining is for, Tesla stuff. That's it. There's no major revolution in how we produce iron ore. You know, like Alcoa is doing okay, but it's been looks like part of a multi-year cycle here. So like overall, mining is not hot. So PLL only got bumped up because of Tesla, and maybe for good reason. Um, but like for me, I don't want to hold this. I'm with you on that. I don't, and you're right. This one is chop because it's not leading. You see what I'm saying? Like there's leading and there's not leading, and this one's not leading. Beyond Meat not leading. Obviously, the chart has just been sideways and not even good sideways for the past year. Unfortunately, quite a bit of selling pressure. I don't know why. I just know that it's. I wouldn't want to be holding this. You know. Do you have another example?
TSM.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle. I'm in the middle on that one.
It broke its trend up.
But it never actually broke out. It never broke that high or that.
It built to the higher bottom.
What here? At the
at
115-ish
one,
level.
yeah, 116.
Yeah. Well, that's a minor. That's a minor. Your major one is down here. That's a very minor. Technically, that would be less. I mean, yeah, you're right. It did break that immediate trend. Overall, though, you could find support here, but yeah, the same situation. This is another one you want to ditch just because it's not doing what you want. Yeah, ditch it. If it ain't doing what you want and you want to ditch it, you're perfectly reasonable doing that on anything, right? In any market situation. We could be in the biggest bull market of all time. If you're sitting in a stock that isn't doing what you want it to do, that means that you misread it and you need to end it.
Yeah, but like there's a bunch of those.
Ditch them.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Then ditch them, stay cash, and then just start leaning back in if you see something that's good. Reset.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That this market is quick on trigger. Because stuff is sort of flopping around.
Some stuff's flopping around. Some stuff's doing good. At the end of the day, it's our read on the market. It's our read.
That's okay, but from my experience, so fundamental with DSM, for example, right? We're talking about chip shortage, right? So they should be beneficial of everything.
You would think so. Yeah, you would think so. It's hard to know, exactly why investors buy something and sell something else. They've got a lot more insight fundamentally into these businesses than you and I have time or resources to kind of do. But until you break like a major trend, I mean, yeah, if you're not happy with what it's doing for the past week, but it is a little bit elevated volume too. So there's a little bit of additional distribution, but I mean, it's not too bad. Yesterday's candle actually closed up pretty high, almost in the middle of the range. Today, we're already back in the middle of the range. So we could see some bottoming action pretty soon. Like I said, I don't think that low is a major low. Your major low is down here at about the 107.50. I think that's your major low. And as long as we're above that, I think because it's in a base, right? We can agree that it's in the middle of a base.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it could start to curl up, but if it breaks that 107, that is support in my mind, basically the 200-day moving average almost, because we stopped just above that in mid-May, and now we're right back to the same level above the 200 moving average. So I think it's in a position where down here it needs to hold. I mean, does it mean if it holds it goes up? Obviously, we know that's not the case. So, And then I guess, are you better in cash or are you better? I don't know if you're in a profit or loss with this thing. Looks like it from
Uh,
120 to
I'm in
110 would
the
be like 8% or something, right?
I'm in the chop. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm
chop.
I'm few percent down on majority of those things I told you. So I
3%?
sold them all. Yeah, 2, 3, 4% down.
Okay. Well, yeah, down 2 or 3%. If I don't know, at least for me, if it doesn't break anything technical, I would in those situations. Well, not on everything. Like on a Beyond Meat, I would just ditch that because it's just in forever chop. TSM's at least in a look at the weekly on this fucking thing, right? In 2019, it
Uh,
was at 48. Now it went up to 140, and it's
like
at.
I can tell you for example, right? Like let's take Square. Like Square, you can tell me about it that it's actually in a bullish posture, but everything else, I don't know.
Well, TSM's bullish, Square's bullish, Beyond
No,
is not.
TSM is not bullish.
Sure, it is. How
Broke
is Square more
is
bullish than TSM? I would view them as, I mean,
Square more bullish than TSM.
I'm sorry, what?
What Square is more bullish than TSM? I don't know how it's not objective. It's true. It's very visible. Like the way the trend is broken. Like you saw TSM going up and then it shitted down, just sold off. Like
So did
definitely not bullish.
so did Square.
No, it's not. What are you talking about? It's still up.
So hold on. TSM went from 142 down to
It's sitting
107.
on the 50 EMA. TSM broke it all. Like it's under 50, it's going towards
So
200.
did Square. Square broke the 200.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. It's right here on my chart. It broke it on May 12th. That's what I'm saying. They're very similar. There's no major
Still up.
differences. Oh, you mean today? What
Uh,
what are you talking about? Square broke its 200. I mean, they both tested the same low multiple times.
yeah,
191
but
happens.
it's above it right now.
So is TSM's above the 200 as well. It's below the 50 at the moment, but it's in a choppy area. So you got to give it you give it a pass on that because it's been kind of chopping the 50. I'm saying there's no major difference between both of these, in my opinion. I don't see any major
Uh,
difference.
I see. For example, the TSM right now is closer to the previous bottom, which is 108, than it's closer to the previous top, which is 119.
Okay, there's an argument.
And
But
so,
okay. Yeah, that's valid. I mean, that's correct. But I'm saying, like, saying that they both didn't shit the bed when they both did shit the bed. You know,
no,
it's
they
like
didn't.
they're
No, when
both
you
in.
said shit the bed, you're talking about like a specific sell-off. Square doesn't have a sell-off, but in the last 2 weeks, it's pretty bullish in the bullish posture. I don't know how it's not visible to you.
Well, no, what's your time? I'm looking at the whole. I'm looking like back a year. Are you looking the past month?
Yeah, I'm looking in the past
Well,
months. Why
well, you
would I
didn't
look in
say
the
that.
past
That's why I
year?
asked what your time frame was.
2020 is a bullish market. Why would you measure everything on 2020? Yeah, if you measure everything in 2020, we're in a bull market. If you measure everything in 2021, we're in a shit market.
Okay, so hold on a second. So if you're just saying the past month, then we're looking at different. I'm looking at the whole general picture. I'm looking at the overall picture of it because all the buying and selling didn't happen in the last month, right? It's been happening for years. All that is part of history. Okay, would you agree with that? Like, you didn't say just in the last month. You didn't say just now. You said bullish, bearish. I'm think we were thinking in different contexts. If you're just saying last month, yeah, Square's got the edge.
I'm saying that the market switched from being bullish to being choppy. And that means then you grab few of the positions, right, which are running, for example, NVIDIA, and you just ride them. Or like, for example, I've traded Moderna, right? I've traded Moderna from um, I don't know, 150 to 200 or something like this, right? And then not 150, like 170 to 200. And then I sold it when it plateaued at the top because it may bounce what it's doing right now, but then the market a lot of times when it hits top it just goes down. It doesn't really bounce later on. That's what I see with a lot of stocks. Like some of them, yeah, Moderna right now looks great. It looks like it bounced. But then, for example, TSM, right? It went up. It built a small cup in a promise it's gonna do more rally, but then it crept down all the way from 120 to 113 right now,
Well, but
which is
TSM,
what
TSM,
which is
it
almost 10% down, right?
yeah.
Like it's
Well,
the 10% down is not really a good movement. You're not really saying, oh yeah, the stock is bullish. It just went 10%
okay.
down. It's fine.
Hold on a second. Stocks will move at different times. TSM, first of all, TSM and Moderna are in different parts of their chart pattern.
Yes,
Moderna,
yes, Sam was going up the same way the Nvidia was going up. There was a you don't
T,
remember last Thursday
TSM,
when you were like, yeah,
TSM was going up.
yeah,
No, it wasn't. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. You have a peak on April 5th of 127. It never got close to that. TSM never got close to that. It had a couple good days off the lows, had a couple good weeks on lower vol. It never broke major resistance. That's what I'm saying. Like this, if you thought it was going to break the 122 and bought a little
yeah,
prematurely and it didn't,
yeah.
that's just it never broke out. Versus mode,
Okay,
but it
okay.
didn't.
That's
Show. Where's the breakout on TSM? Where's the place where you were like this thing is gone?
okay. Uh, 119 at
Oh,
14 June, June 14.
June 14, the one day where it was green. Yeah, okay. So the one day it was green there.
So
So
it's not a breakout. So this huge dildo, it's not a breakout, right?
what
That's what
dildo?
you mean.
This one? The one where it closed at the 121?
Can you zoom it up? Yeah, yeah, this one.
Yeah. So that is a minor breakout of a minor high. The volume wasn't even average volume, so no, it's not a breakout. It ended up being a fake out. So in that situation, you would have cut that. You probably would have cut that immediately. You don't let that ride all the way back down underneath the base. It never got look. I mean, look, there's all this resistance right here. You can draw all the lines. It's not a clean anything. It's a small. I mean, I get chips are good. I like chips. You like chips, but this price action right here, if you zoom out a little bit more and get that 142 high, we're nowhere near that at 120 versus a Moderna. I'm just saying you're not comparing apples to apples. Moderna had an ascending triangle, which is a completely different chart pattern. Your buy at 150 was great, and it did break out, and then it broke out into new highs, which is that's a whole different situation than TSM trying to get into highs. Like this is a
Wait, So are you saying to buy only stocks which are breaking into new highs?
I'm saying new highs are better breakouts. New highs are better breakouts than these breakouts, and this didn't even have volume to be a breakout. This ended up being a fake out.
Why you can sure it's ended up being a fake out, but that's what I'm saying. Majority of stocks are faking out the breakouts. Like
Okay.
name the stocks which broke up to new high, which are very in a good trend. Let's do it. Like I want to know. Let's see what you have. Because you're saying it's a bull market. I say it's a shit market.
No, I'm saying a couple of weeks ago nothing was working. Now some things are working. You're starting to see the curl up in some of the bases. You're
Yeah,
starting.
and I'm saying that doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm saying. Like
Well, of
that's
course it.
not a signal
Of
of a
course
bull
it is.
market. It's a signal of those stocks running. That's it.
Well, I mean, Roku's a good example. So this is one that is breaking of those low areas. There's a low area right there, and right now we're trying to break this middle area. So this is like TSM but good. like a Roku right here. This is a TSM, but good. This one's it's coming, forming the right side of the cup. So it is a signal that we're getting more bullish. Like this is a signal that
only in Roku.
I just this is the first one I pulled up.
Yeah, I
Give
know. No, I understand, but majority of stocks are not doing anything, and some of them are actually going down. While you're saying about Roku and Nvidia, those are outliers.
hold
They're not building a trend. So they're not like there's nobody in chips who are following Nvidia, for example. There's nobody in I don't know streaming like Netflix is following Roku. Like when you're saying that there is like they're first leaders, they're not leading anything.
no
Everything
they
in their sectors are going down. Like I don't understand why you're using those things as some sort of signals. They're not.
Okay, think of an army charging forward and your leaders are ahead of everybody else.
Yeah,
Right now
okay. And then leaders turn around and their army is running in opposite direction.
but they're not
That's what I'm seeing.
no
Okay, let's pick the sector, Rocco, right? Who else in that sector is running? Who's in the streaming are running up? I want to know. I just don't see it.
I wasn't looking at sectors for Roku. I'm just
Yeah,
saying like
but then you're talking about leaders. Leaders of what?
leaders of an uptrend, leaders of institutions.
That's not a
What the f-
trading term.
what
What
are
are you
you
talking about? Leaders of uptrend. Well, it's not a term. Where did you
what do you
Google it? Show me where's the definition of leaders of uptrend? I want to know.
you're taking this very very personally.
No, but like you're saying
In
you're saying
hold on, quiet. In bullish markets, stocks move early. The good ones move early. The ones the institutions want to buy move early. Can they turn around? Yes. Yes, they can. I'm not saying anything's guaranteed. I'm saying Nasdaq's at all-time highs. That is not a fluke. If institutions are not buying, Nasdaq is not at all-time highs. You don't have Nvidia running like gangbusters. You don't have I mean, there are some this is what I'm saying is that your leaders run first and then everything follows. That's what I'm saying. Right now, we're not in the everything is following mode. We will get there, but we're not there now. I'm saying it looks like an early bull run to me. It looks like because we've just come through. Look at the net. Look at this base on Roku. I'm just going to use it as an example. Look, we've been consolidating since February for 4 months. If you look at any basing structure, there's a downward trend for a period of time. Sometimes a sideways trend, then it starts to curl up. We're in the curling up part. We're not in the up part. We're not in the high part. We're in the curling up part. That's what I'm saying. You want us to be in the part where we're breaking out. All these are breaking out, and we will get there. But these ones that are running now are running early ahead of the pack. They're the leaders of the pack. If the pack never gets there, the signals are shit and we'll lose money. But if you're right and you're early-ish with good signals, like this you're right, this is not 2020 where literally everything ran, right? Because in 2020, everything except for Boeing and, those COVID, this is not that. I agree with you on that. But I'm saying to say that leaders aren't leaders is false. That's what I'm saying.
okay.
Does that clarify my position a little bit on when I say leaders?
Um, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, time will show. Like I think
Yeah.
you're reading it. I think you're reading it wrong. I think that you pick few stocks which are running, which is totally fine. They can run in a bear market, by the way. And I wouldn't call them leaders. I would just call them an outliers. But
So
it's
you're
fine.
telling me Nasdaq at all-time highs is bearish.
Yeah.
Okay. So short it.
I'm not gonna short it.
Good.
I told you my position on this my position on this thing is that the market is actually in a chop. Then you pick those runners, which you're talking about leaders, right? You ride them to the top. As soon as they start selling off, you get out of them, and that's it. You don't hold them because they're gonna run more. like they would do in a bull market, because it's not a bull market. But I mean, we can talk about this forever, I guess.
So at what point do you hold?
When I see actually other stocks repeating what the leader is doing in their own sector. If I see a few stocks in a sector, or like one stock in the sector running, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
considering it to be a leader when everything else is going other direction.
Yeah, no, good
I
points. So let's look at
That's it. Like you're saying, oh, cybers, all the tech stocks are running. No, they're not.
well, I'm
You know, like AMD won like 1%, but then, for example, no, it's not electronic stocks, like, right?
yeah.
Apple is flopping next to zero. Google is sort of flopping lower than zero. Um, Nvidia is the only one that's going up.
Oh,
I'm
you mean zero is flat, you mean? Like
Yeah,
in recently like not broken out, is that what you mean by zero?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And actually, the MACD on Google looks bearish. Look, it's gonna go actually lower. Like there was a huge. Uh, um, anyway, but yeah. Let's see. By then a week we'll know.
I think it'll be a couple weeks personally. No, I do think I think we're in the early stages of a bear market. Now, I mean it could take until typically October is when things start to run. That's typically when at least
Probably.
at least in seasonality. But, but yeah, no, you're right. Leaders lead, followers should follow. You're right. They're not following it. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see it right now. Like what I see is that every time I bought something that looked for me that it's like bullish or something, then it actually um, shitted itself. Like that's what I've seen. At least my positions, which I took, I bought them early. I got them. They ran to me for like few percent up, and then they shitted few percents down. Like,
Yeah.
and so
So
that's why my overall feeling of what I've already traded, that it's not really running,
let's look at the
because
Roku. Avid. Some of their sectors they don't have like the name brand ones in there. Okay, so Roku is loosely running and looks like Avid is also running. So that's Nvidia. The ones in Nvidia's group weren't running at all.
yeah,
Roku's group is loosely in an uptrend. At least two of these are Roku, Avid, CSSC with Chicken Soup Soul Entertainment. I never heard of that one.
no, but I think that, for example, Nvidia is in the same market. I think that they put Roku into sort of like home appliances because they sell devices, but it's misleading. They're making money out of subscription.
Well, actually, what IBD has them in products and distributes film, television, entertainment content. Actually, has doesn't even say at least on IBD's sector has nothing to do with. Oh no, that's hold on, that's this current one I'm in. Let's go back to Roku. Develop streaming entertainment devices for delivering entertainment to the television. So they have an Avid, Chicken Soup, and Lionsgate. Lionsgate is content producing. The Chicken Soup one's weird. Industry group rank is 80, which is neutral. Let's look at. What are you cooking?
No, I'm making. Sorry about this. I'm,
You're
um,
what?
I'm chopping a can for my cats.
I thought you said something like I'm making the sounds of chop. Dude, that would have been epic. Like Ellie, you just won. It's You just won.
Yeah.
Okay, so IBD. This is like one of the coolest things for IBD, at least in my opinion. They have this top 40 groups, at least in terms of ranking of this week, 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. Retail, consumer, electronics, oil and gas, retail department stores. Oil and gas is up big. Finance is down. Computer software, financials up, but in the bottom 40. A lot of oil and gas shit recently.
Yeah, because they got a margin increase on the gas shortage.
My gas was at 70 last day. It's at 73 right now. Yeah, still 73. I was crude natural gas breaking out. Natural gas breaking 340. Probably a good buy. Yeah,
Yeah,
some
so
tension.
this, for example, 2021, you can't disagree that the all the commodities were running. Like it was a commodities bull market, not stocks bull market.
Mm, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, one versus the other. Yeah.
That's why I thought that, um, PLL is gonna run, but it just fucking did nothing.
Yeah, well, they don't have any. They're not making anything yet, so they can't even take advantage of the bull market. It may be over by the time they get to make anything, which sucks. Because their shit was coming out, and their mine was coming to production in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. If that's the one I'm
Uh,
thinking about. Oil and gas has come down a little bit. They were up last week, but they came down a little bit. Yeah, so actually up here, yeah, retail, consumer, electric, oil, gas, retail, department stores, transportation, shipping. Yeah, Seas is up there. Seas is a shipping container company. They were up. They're on the IBD 50, which is weird to see them up there. Retail, jewelry, finance. That's on the negative side. That's worst performing. Steel producers are up there. Jeez. Wish I could click in to see a list of stocks. Computer software, financial is on the upswing. I'm not sure who's involved in that one. Computer software, financial. Who would that be? So yeah, I mean, we've been in chop. I still do think though we're starting an upswing. I think that's what we're doing. We're starting an upswing. It is early. In the past, it sucked, but I think the ones that look good are going to continue to look good, and the ones that aren't breaking down will eventually come up. For the most part, I mean, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be as robust as 2020 was because we don't have magic fake money, running into the markets. But I think the companies with growth and the companies that are stable and all, I think they're just going to continue. Like Amazon, Amazon's poking at highs. I don't think that's by accident either. Nasdaq at highs is an accident. Amazon at highs is an accident. Isn't an accident. Apple will curl up eventually when it's hard to know exactly, but it's loosely on the upswing. It does have a macro high or low from its low back in March, so it's kind of on the upswing. Needs to get better, obviously. I don't know. I feel like we've undulated, and I almost feel like hopefully we're done undulating. But yeah, I mean, like a PLL and a Beyond
what do
Meat,
you
I
mean
think
by
are different.
undulating?
Huh?
Explain it to me. Oh, what do you mean by undulating? I don't know this word.
Oh, it means like back and forth. It's the chop. Undulating's chop, basically.
That's it. Uh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. Then see, yeah, and then when I look at the Nasdaq, like we had higher lows, now we're breaking slightly into a higher high. Like I hope we just continue with this trajectory. So we're not, we had an opportunity to go lower back in early May, mid May, and then we stopped and turned right back around to the upside.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, it's just It's just one thing, but the ability to go and keep in mind, right? At least in my mind, the market has an upside bias. There's a lot of people. I don't think you fall in this camp. That are scared about. You know, I listen to Dave Ramsey sometimes, and this couple last night they're getting like 1.6 million bucks. She's like, with everything going on right now, I don't know about the stock market. And Dave Ramsey's like, okay. Look at the market the last 40 years. He's like, every time it went down, it came right back. So I mean, he's saying what I'm saying is the market has an upside bias, and
Mhm.
unless some crazy shit happens, the market is going up. And it doesn't mean it's going up this week, no. But I think this week and last week, I think we're
I don't
crossing.
think it's going up this year, to be honest. I think it's gonna chop for till 2022.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
don't see
you're probably right on a majority. Yeah, you're probably right in a majority, but we don't follow majority.
I don't see my problem is still I don't see a fundamental change, right?
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. Which and the market's been bullish for the past long time. No fundamental change. Market generally remains bullish. We focus on the best stocks. We don't focus on those little stocks. Like I'm not even concerned about those followers, to be quite frank with you. I do try to focus on the leaders. If I find myself focusing on the followers is when I get fucked up. It's one of the ways, one of many ways that I get fucked up. But like if Roku's going and nothing's following Roku, I don't really care, to be quite frank with you. I don't really care. It'd be nice if others did. I mean, but I mean, if the Nasdaq's at all-time highs and Amazon's at all-time highs, I'm looking for those leaders. We have the opportunity to invest in anything we want. Gonna pick on your PLL position. That's not the best stock in the market. It's probably not even the best mining stock in the market because it's not producing anything right now. So we have the option to invest in anything. I want to be in that top 1% of stocks that are outperforming those 99%. And I do try to focus on that top 1% of stocks. Regardless, not quite regardless, but I mean if those other 99 are falling apart, the 1% aren't going to hold it up. But even in a choppy to uptrending environment, a lot of that 1% should outperform. And that's,
okay.
yeah, like Amazon. Did I show you the cup on Amazon? You saw the cup on Amazon. Beautiful. Look at Amazon, Ellie, and tell me it's bearish. Look at it. What's a Mac?
Oh
What's a
no, I'm not
MACD
gonna
say?
tell. I'm gonna say it is bearish. I'm saying that it's probably not gonna break out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that you can say.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That you can say.
I-
Yeah, we
I've
haven't broken out
seen
yet.
I've seen a lot of things which fakes out, and Amazon could be outlier and could be not.
Yeah.
Amazon been chopping for 2020. There's a chance it's gonna chop for 2021.
But you remember a couple months ago we were talking unicorn trade.
Yeah, I think that what we don't take in account that there is a lot of movement and a lot of initiatives around trying to tax those companies or trying to kneecap them. And Amazon now as a global company is affected by global market trade as well. So I think that they are, and beside that, their margins are got lower with increasing payment on facility workers. So I think they're not running because they pretty much become a value stock at this point. They're not really innovating. Even though their business is growing in the size, their margins are going even slimmer, getting even slimmer. That's why we don't see it's exploding. It is a unicorn.
But you
I
just said
just don't.
but it's a choppy market, so why would it explode in a choppy market? It's gonna go when it's gonna go. And
No,
not
it
for the
should have been exploding like last year, and it didn't.
What do you mean? In 2020, it did explode. It went from 2,000 to 3,500. It exploded last year. Just because it. You have to look at the chart and listen to the chart. It's kind of like a kid, you know. You have to listen to the kid. You can't just, tell it what to do. It's not going to do it. But no, Amazon's good, man. There's nothing wrong with this big base. Nothing. This is tight as shit, Ellie. This is super tight. And it's not because of
Okay.
margin. It's not cause, it's only 19% deep going back almost like 9 months.
Okay.
That's a super tight base. And actually I really like this cuz if you look at it, check this out. Are you looking? This
No.
this chop
You
is
know
really,
everything is thing.
huh?
You're very biased.
I'm biased. Well, you have all the
Yeah,
stock. I
same.
don't.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. Sorry,
you
sorry.
you should be loving it. No, but look at this. Like this is very choppy and angular. I like how nice and cupish this looks. Very constructive. Comes off the low here at 28. Doesn't really stop until 35. And then you pull back, whatever that is, probably 61 fib or some stupid thing like that. And then has pretty good volume on the way up here. And so far
Yeah, but I
holding.
don't see any accumulation. Like for example, if you take a
Yeah,
little bit on
yeah.
left,
This
like it's a
this.
flat. There's no flatness.
What do you mean from all the way over here?
Yeah, there's no flat line. It's just all up and down. Like it feels that everybody's not touching it, and then some people are moving it up or down, and that's it. Like nobody's actually like it's not a stock people are looking at. It's just few players are playing around, and that's it. That's how it looks.
Few
Because
players.
it,
Yeah.
it goes sharp up and sharp down.
Yeah. Kind of like Boeing here, maybe.
If you look before it the run of 2020, right? Um, for example, around November, October of 2019.
November 2019,
Yeah, it's
which
probably
is
like from August till December of 2019, like 3 months of accumulation, right? And then run up. And then if you look the next one, pretty tight flag as well in my books. Would be May of 2020, April, May 2020. Like
oh, this.
there's this, yeah,
Yeah,
there's
that's
this
really
moment
nice.
of accumulation. But then if you see in 2020 later, like October of 2020, right, till like January 2021, like there's this like a flatness of, you can say just accumulation. That's just moving a little bit. It got nowhere after that.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. This one,
Uh,
this. I mean, they're not carbon copies, but they're very. No one's selling Amazon. Do we agree? In time, it's going up.
I actually disagree with you about nobody selling Amazon. I think Bezos's wife is actually selling Amazon, and she has a lot of stock.
Okay, she
Just
probably
saying,
is.
like it's a big factor. It's not like me or you selling Amazon.
So
When
you're
she
gonna.
sells Amazon,
Well,
it's like 100 mil,
I,
200 mil.
I guess I don't understand why you would even point that out. It doesn't make any difference.
Um,
It
okay.
legitimately doesn't make any. This company is worth a trillion, 1.5 trillion dollars, and you're selling $100 worth of 100 million worth of stock. It's not. You're going to miss the forest for the trees there. I mean, you may have a valid point about the margin.
No,
You may have
but then in the same year, Bezos sold a bunch of money so he can fund his space
he does it
thing.
every year. He sells 3 or 5% the same way Bill Gates did. All that stuff is
Yeah.
known. None of that stuff is. But look, no, look at the chart. What is bad about the chart? The chart shows you institutional accumulation and distribution. We've been in an 11% range for 9 months on a company's worth 1.6 or 19% range, 20% range for companies worth $1.5 trillion. There's no
Mm-hmm.
major accumulation. There's always going to be selling pressure. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we agree on that. But like, if this were to break out right now, in hindsight, you're gonna say, "Dude, that's a beautiful cup," and then we went. Like
Mm-hmm.
that. You don't think that's a nice cup? That's a nice
Yeah,
cup.
but September 20 is a cup, right? And then
Not
February
this,
21 is a cup, and then
not this nice of a, and not where it is. I,
in
I,
Trading View it doesn't look that nice, to be honest.
oh, in Trading View, I don't know.
Yeah. So whatever your thing is drawing, it looks nice, but it just visual. Decided that like MACD, for example, says that it's going to be bearish. Although we may actually go. It's really weird. Sometimes MACD is stupid because it does actually, like right now, if you look in the last four candles, actually it looks bullish. It looks like it's gonna go.
What?
Amazon. Looks like Amazon's gonna go. Like on just judging by last four candles, it looks very bullish. It looks very tight, tiny bull flag.
Okay, so you just change your mind?
No, I'm looking objectively on the stuff, and
Good.
those few things which I see are not convincing me that there is a bigger movement coming. They're they can they're convincing me that this one stock is running, but they're not convincing me that there's a bigger force of nature coming to change things.
What would convince you back in the prior before the prior base breakout when we were down at 2000? What convinced? Well, I'm not saying it did, but what would convince you there?
No, I'm not talking about Amazon, just in general.
Okay.
I'm talking about general markets here. Amazon could go right now to 5,000, and the entire market could crash 30% or more like it. And that's so it's going to be totally normal. In the bearish market, there's always few runners. It's not like one, entire market is going down. So, you agree?
I can barely hear you. I think you said something about in a bearish market, there's still stuff that goes up, right? Basically.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
not just going up, it's just running.
You said running.
Yeah. In the bearish market, there's stuff which can be running.
Yeah, there's a couple of things, but I don't think it's I don't think it's a bearish environment. Nothing is if if someone thinks this is a bearish and you're not saying it's bearish, if someone thinks this is a bearish environment, they're not looking at the indexes, which are sitting at all-time highs. Like at some point every high is going to be the at some point some high is going to be the high before it's broken. Before it's broken. Yeah, I mean, if these breakouts, like if this Amazon's going to attempt a breakout, very likely in the next, somewhat immediate future. If that's the case and it fails, then I think we've got an argument in terms of the market is not in a good situation. But if it succeeds, then you've got Microsoft in all-time highs, Amazon in all-time highs, Nvidia in all-time highs. Like there's some good company there. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
not going to be a fluke. That's going to be the norm.
Mhm.
That's going to be the norm pretty soon.
Okay. I hope so. Hope you're right.
Yeah, me too. I hope I'm right too. But the other thing too is like there's a few things, and what I was thinking the other day is that um, to your point about outliers or leaders or whatever you want to term them. Um, I'm with you that I don't. You're right. Everything isn't running. I think a lot of things got overheated in 2020, and a lot of those things aren't going. Have come down dramatically. Some of them aren't going to come back because it was too good of a run. But the others will. And those are the 1% that at least I'm trying to focus on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to focus on is that 1%. Almost regardless of industry group, as long as it is fundamentally viable. Like I don't look at garbage stocks. You know what I mean?
You look at everything, to be honest.
Well, I look, but I don't sit here and focus on garbage stocks. Most of the small cap stuff, like Rob or Muhammad have up here, or is, like a little intriguing here. Like those are almost like entertainment. But I try to focus on the ones that have robust businesses coming out of good buying opportunity, like an Amazon, an Apple, like these big businesses, like a PLL and a Beyond Meat. I don't really like those because they're not, like Beyond Meat could have turned into something, but it's just proven lately that it's done, because it's just done nothing. It's
Okay.
literally done nothing. Like it did go up to 239 from 45. That was the best run it had, and since then it's just been chopping. Good for trading pops. And a lot of people like trading pops, so we end up looking at those. But if it was just my watch list, I wouldn't even have Beyond Meat on it. It would be those big cap stocks, like like Net's a good example. Oh, it's in highs too. Like Net's a good example, right? Like we both know Cloudflare's freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Like these are the ones I want to focus on. I don't even want to be looking at PLLs. I don't even want to be looking at Beyond Meats. I mean, Moderna because it's been in vogue because of COVID, but other than that, unless it gets other therapeutics or whatever, it's not like you said, it's a one shot pony, one trick pony, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't do shit. So like I'm looking at stuff that has an entrenched business, um, earnings, all that fundamental bullshit. But I focus on that group and then try to pick out the ones that are running. And PLL's not on it. Square's on it. I mean,
So why don't you have like Peloton?
Peloton could. I think that could be on that list. I think Peloton could be on the list. It's got. Yeah, it's loosely on the list, but it's on the list until if it fails coming out of this, then it won't be on that list. But this could be a low for Peloton right here. And I mean, Peloton is one of those. I guess not going to be an Amazon, but it is a high quality business. It's made some acquisitions actually in the past couple of years to make it larger, so that's good. Um, I mean, I really like the volume on it. Is really what I like about Peloton, and the little bull flag and crosses these moving averages. I think it's good. But I think Peloton, Square, right? Like Square, you got PayPal as opposition, but they're both good companies. They're all very they're all very good businesses, but those are the ones I want to focus on. Not only the mega caps, but the businesses with like viability and that have been around for a long time and are stable in the marketplace. So I want just the best. And Peloton's kind of the best at what it does. It's kind of like, not Stairmaster. What they used to call it? Those workout machines. What are those?
No idea.
Not Stairmaster. Nordic Track. It's like a Nordic Track. You've heard of Nordic Track, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, like Generac generators, which should have bought into that one. But this thing has been in a fucking uptrend forever. Not quite as, yeah. There you go. Multi-year consolidation. Then it goes from fucking 60, now it's up at 400 over past 3, 4, 5 years. So yeah, these ones that are in these big constant uptrends, these are the ones the institutions are buying up in mass, and those are the ones I want to follow. And that's why I say it's bullish. That's why I say it's bullish, because this bunch of stocks that the top 50 mutual fund, hedge funds, whatever, are constantly buying, those mutual funds are buying again.
Okay.
And they're buying this leading group of stocks. Because if you're a professional investor, they're never sitting on their hands. They got a job to do every day. It's like you as a programmer, you're probably coding something every day. And if you're not coding, you're in a planning meeting. But when you're done with your planning meeting, you're back to coding. So these bases for me are like the institutions doing their planning. And then when they start buying again, it's like they're done with their planning meeting. Let's go buy all this shit. And that's kind of how I think about it. And now I think, the past couple of weeks, we're back in that buying mode is what it looks like.
Maybe you're right. We'll see. I don't think so, but okay.
I will bet you 3 cents I'm right, Ellie.
Okay.
3 cents.
I think institutions are looking at the market, and fundamentally nothing changed. The country is still,
and they were buying before, so why wouldn't they be buying now?
They're still feeding people free money, so. And then there's the talks in J7 about increasing global tax. I don't think they're thinking, oh yeah, all of those stocks are gonna run. They're
Okay.
looking at all of those big companies are going to have smaller margins and more less profit.
So what are they doing then?
Buying commodities because they're going up. Because comparing to us, they're not sitting in the one market; they're sitting in all of the markets.
Okay, so if you have a mutual fund that by charter can only invest in S&P companies, what are you buying then?
Indexes.
You can't. You invest in companies. You're a mutual fund. You don't invest in indexes. You invest in companies. What are you buying? What are you doing
Nvidia.
with what are you all Nvidia? You're a mutual fund. You can only have
Yeah,
so much.
that's why.
You can only have so
That's
much percentage of your fund in a single company. You can't and you get money every month from people depositing in their 401. Like this is how the business works. These people sit in offices and the managers kind of decide what to buy. They get money every month. They have to put that money to work. You can't just buy commodities and Nvidia.
they're buying Jamie.
That is an accurate statement. But no, like that's legitimately how I think about the market is that these guys get money every month and especially I mean the mutual funds all they do is buy all their positions all the time with the money they get minus the outflows, which the outflows are generally minor compared to the inflows. The hedge funds aren't going to sit on their hands. A lot of the bigger hedge funds are almost like an index. They're buying all kinds of stuff. They cannot when the market is tanking, everyone, I mean, they all hate it. The professionals hate it because they're not making money. Their clients are pissed off. I mean, they don't just sell, they're not going to sell
Professionals are
everything.
making money all the time because they're getting paid by fees, not by profits.
Well, mutual funds, you mean, or hedge funds?
Yeah, all of them.
Well, hedge funds get paid by profits too. That's the 220, the
Yeah, sure.
220 model.
Good.
But all I'm saying is that there's generally more inflows and outflows, and they put that money to work. That's why there's an upside bias to the market generally. That's why there's an upside bias. So, the market corrects a little bit. If there's no major thing like right in front of us, because keep in mind, 2008 was on the table since 2005. And it took fucking 3 years for the market to implode. And it seemed to happen overnight, but it was there for 3 years. So things happen very quickly when they happen. And they're not even leaning out of the market. They're leaning into the market. That's what I'm saying. They're leaning in. They're not leaning out. At least with these ones they want to buy. Think about it. If you're going to put money to work, you're going to put money where you're comfortable. That's where that 1% comes into play. Your Amazons, your all these ones that I've been talking about. They're not dumping money into PLLs. They're not dumping money into Beyond Meats. So if you've got Square, I mean, in my opinion, Square is one of those high quality businesses. Those high quality businesses are coming back. They will be in vogue. And there's probably 200 like that. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 200 to 300 really high quality stocks. Maybe something like that. And those ones are going to be the ones that do good. The other 4,800, those will be the ones where it's choppy and difficult to make money in. That's kind of how I look at it is like you get those big ones when the market's going up, you're good to go. And we just hit a new high in the Nasdaq today. And I got to go.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Yeah. So ditch your shit positions and be patient with your ones that aren't shit. That would be that's
All
how
of
I
my
would.
positions is some shit.
Well, there you go. Stop. Why are you buying shit then? I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire, Ellie, because I've been guilty of this in the past couple months, and I've had to reevaluate my shit because
It's
I've,
very easy to buy shit when majority of the market is shit.
I know we should have just not fucking bought anything is what we should have done.
Yeah,
And now
yeah,
I think the market's getting good, and I think we're jaded. Is I think what it
yeah.
is. I think the market's good, but I think we're hurt and we're over analyzing. And I mean, if you want, stay cash. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. Stay cash. Wait for better days, but don't be jaded. You know what I'm saying? Like you sound a little bit jaded to me.
Yeah.
You sound jaded. So don't be jaded. Maybe go cash on all the garbage and keep one or two of your best positions. Which you don't have to do, obviously. And then get some objectivity. And next time you talk about Jeff Bezos' wife selling, I'm gonna slap you in the face. from across.
Mm,
I have a long reach, Ellie. Very long. It's like, how far is it from here to San Francisco?
yeah, okay. Actually, I'm gonna wait for you to come and slap me. I want to see that.
No, I'm not going there. That's too far. Oh, how was your
Okay.
trip, by the way? How was your Yosemite trip?
Amazing. It's
Yeah,
so hot.
was it
Dude, it's 60 in San Francisco. It's 100 everywhere else.
100 Yosemite?
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was 108 here yesterday. It felt like fucking winter time.
Aww.
Yeah, it
After
was.
120?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we came down from 120. It was great. It felt amazing. I love it. I think it's only gonna be 102 today. I'm gonna do some work in the garage. It's gonna be cool. Oh, 107 today. It's gonna be 107 today, which is still a lot cooler than 117 of 2 days ago. So anyway, yeah, I do gotta go. All right,
Yeah, bye.
later, bud.